Now I have to do something less fun. I have to shimmy shake under the whole deck. Dad slid out on the bottom 3 steps. You got anything to say? And the whole wall took off on us.
Is it 100% perfect? No. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are in the midst of building our awesome jungle property. It's a yurt slash tent camping cool area. We're gonna have all the amenities, and we have built the stairs so far. We have built the deck so far, and we have put up the tent, but we made a few issues. If you've seen our last episode, we didn't think about the straps of the tent, and they kind of go over the walkway, so we're gonna have to get into fixing that idea. But the next thing we're probably working on
is the walls. I have a dream in my brain of being able to make a pretty robust wall using some of this repurposed bamboo that's been cracking. As you can hear, it's super windy today and the bamboo's just been breaking all over. So we've been repurposing some of that broke down stuff in order to build the walls, and instead of just crushing it all down and mulching it, I think we can use it for some structure here. And I think it's gonna look cool and work out really well, save me a little bit of money on lumber as well. So should all around be a win-win-win.
So we're going into hopefully the kitchen setup. We want to put a nice roof on there to keep it out of the rain. Yep. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be interesting, creative, and tropical.
Should be fun. Today we were out working, obviously cleaning up some stuff, just doing some yard work, me and Pops, because it's been raining all day. And with the rain and the shine that we put on the steps, it did get a little more dangerous and slippery, and Dad slid out on the bottom 3 steps. So we're gonna go ahead.
Luckily the bottom 3.
Luckily the bottom 3 steps. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the handrail. We're gonna deviate from our other plans, and we're gonna put the handrail in now. It may be a little bit harder to get construction materials around it, but I think it's necessary to be done, and it needs to be done now for our safety. So I got my monolithic handrails, bamboo handrails up here, one solid piece. It was not easy dragging these up. They were super heavy, and they have water inside, which makes it even heavier. But they look good, very solid. I can do gymnastics. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I can do the old, we're going to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Whoa, down the banister. As you can tell, they're pretty solid. I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm happy about that. I'm much happier with my pregnant wife, waddling up and down, having something to hold on to. Very steady, nice. I'm happy about them.
We just got to finish this top half off, right?
Yeah, well, we don't know how we're going to tie this in for the pathway up here, so yeah, that's not the end. I might do a little walkway here, I might do a little stone walkway, so I'm not quite sure how I button this up at the end. Still got to stain those. I drove those down for strength and power and comfort, but yeah, it looks good, works good. I'm happy with it. I'll be happier with Dad going up and down this while I'm not here. Okay, so this is going to be the kitchen area from a foot off of this pole to the corner and all the way down, we're gonna do bamboo walls. The way that I think I can get this done relatively easily, this isn't a super permanent structure. This is kind of like a little, you know, just a camp area. I want everything to be as natural as I can in case I ever got to break it all down again. So I think by stacking the bamboos straight up and down and pancaking or sandwiching them between two pieces of lumber, between the frame of the deck and then this outside piece of lumber, I can sandwich in the bottom and use pressure to hold them together instead of fasteners, which in my experience, I've split a lot of bamboo. So I think that this will work well. It'll vary the number of bolts I have to do to get proper pressure, but then we are going to be utilizing all of the compressive strength as well as the tensile strength of the bamboo. I think once it's tied together at the bottom and then framed together at the top, it'll fill a lot of that materials being reused, and it'll be overall better for the world. Now I have to do something less fun. I have to shimmy shake under the whole deck to try to get these bolts and washers on the other end so that we're able to fasten it. But once that's done, it should be all fun and games after that.
If you can fit.
Kristen says I'm too fat to fit under
I
there.
didn't say fat. I just said I don't know if you're slender enough.
Well, if I'm not skinny enough, we'll send Paps under there.
Because I'm not skinny enough with my baby belly.
With the baby belly, ain't gonna make it. It might be tight, but we'll see. You know, to be fully smart, now that I'm down here, I just about feel like we could have reached right under there and done it. You got enough out there, Dad?
I got a foot better.
He's coming out. So how was it?
It was good, plenty of room. I wasn't too fat to fit. It was a little tight in that back corner, but we're good, we're ready. Now we can start stacking bamboo. So basically, when we were stacking them in with just the bottom holding it, it wasn't really working that well and they were starting to fall everywhere. So we decided to set in our 4 corner posts so that we could do the top so they have something to lie inside. I think that's going to work really well. We're obviously going to have to brace this open to get more bamboos in there, but now we'll be able to slide them in the top and the bottom. And with this little pinch that's in here, it will hold everything a lot steadier for us so we can start with our framing and keep our structure from falling and hitting us every 3 seconds.
guys, it's the next day. We got the first wall done. It's time to do the second wall. Matt's coming up with a creative idea. He's gonna do a big window out of this one that hopefully you'll be able to wash your dishes and look out. It sounds fancy. I can't wait to see how this is gonna come out.
All right, so I cut the toppers off. That wall got away from us a little bit. Me and Dad were down here trying to pound something in, and the whole wall took off on us. Luckily, we had our angel on our shoulders. We had Kristen saying, your wall's falling, your wall's falling. And then Dad almost died. And then Dad actually caught it and said, look at that catch, Kristen. And Kristen said, it would have hit you upside the head if I didn't tell you. And he said, no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
He didn't deny it.
He denied it. He said, I've never been hit upside the head by a bamboo. So anyway, we almost died. You know, we almost lost Dad. RIP to a real one if that happened. But we got it tightened up a little bit. Now we're moving on with the rest of our wall. Another dollar net here on GBU Farms. We're almost done. We ran out of light last night, so we had to work, and it's been raining all day, but it does look like we're getting a reprieve here. We have one more wing wall to put in. We probably won't have enough bamboo. I've been fighting the urge to just use the ugly ones and say whatever I get is what I get, but it's been looking really good so far. So I think I'm gonna try to keep sticking to using the beautiful bamboo. I wanna get this done today and at least the roof rafters put in, or beams, or whatever they end up being called. Tell me in the comments if you know what's the difference between a rafter and a truss. I don't know. All these different boards have different names, but I'd like to get that in today. I don't know if we'll get the roof panels on. That would be a blessing if we did, but that would be a little ambitious. So we're getting to work. Enough blabbing. Time to start slinging bamboo. You got anything to say?
Rafters, flat in the attic, trusses, angled for the roof. You geniuses tell me if I'm right or wrong.
So the rafters are the ones that go flat across the top. That's what I've been saying the whole time, and then you say trusses when I say rafters. It's just whatever I say, it gotta be the other side. Either way, we're getting to work.
He's been hit a lot.
Alright guys, this is what we're working with right now. Matt and his dad got a post put into the ground. We have the other side beamed together with wood. The next step is just going to be getting enough long pieces of bamboo to put across the top so we can put the roof panels on. So it's coming together. It's looking pretty cool. Just a few more steps before we can get that roof on.
I got long pieces of bamboo, good sturdy ones. I will throw one up and test it with all 200 pounds to make sure it's structural. And then we'll be moving on, strapping those down, and then we'll be ready for roof panels. Guys, my dad got me something that you guys have been saying. I'm riding my horse, by the way. Dad said the same thing all y'all said. You gotta have some horses out here, boy, to work on. I don't like them. You just waste more time dealing with it. But Dad said, I'm gonna build some out of bamboo and this scrap wood. And he did. They look cool. I'm hyped about them.
He's building them right now.
He's building them up right now, and we're gonna get to use them. But I will explain how, you know, kind of stupid they are after we're done using them. I'll
That's rude.
So I was making fun of Dad because I said these sawhorses are great and all, but now we have to carry the materials over there and notch them out, when I could just notch them out right where we measured them. We got our marks. I could just notch them out and throw them back up on the roof. And he said, well, there's this theory that most people use, Matt, where you have all your materials by the saw and you use your measuring tape and you measure on there, you make your marks, you cut it there, and you take it one time instead of putting it up and down. He said nobody does that. He said, could you imagine a house where they put a truss up, make their marks, take it down, make their cut? He said nobody does that. You got to learn how to use this tape measure, boy. So we did the second one his way. We're going to get into it. We're going to start ripping these cuts and getting it done, because clearly, as you can tell, me and Pop's been doing enough yammering and we lost hours on this job today. So I got the poles up. They're all looking real good. Don't get dizzy with that shot. And now I have to put my fasteners on. What I'm using here, I'm definitely overkilling this part because the tensile and the compressive strength of the bamboo is great, but the actual part where you're gonna put the holes, if you make them too thin, they'll just pull out if you put a screw. So I'm gonna use 8-inch lag bolts, so I'll get at least 4 to 6 inches of bite into my actual timbers here, and that's going to be important for holding it down. If I do get any wind up under those panels, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and it's going to be great. So I got to drill out for those. Always have to pre-drill bamboo, otherwise you'll split it, and then I'll drill in and I'll drive these down, and everything should be pretty good, pretty close to, probably not putting up panels today, maybe tomorrow, but we'll at least be ready for panels. Got them hammered down. They're very solid. Those wedges cut in did help stabilize the structure a little bit, probably not too much. This bamboo, when it's green, it will shrink, so we will be able to pull the structure in a little bit more later on in life. It's definitely going to shrink a little bit. How much it shrinks, we'll find out, but everything is workable from there. Our slots that go in, our posts, we'll be able to exchange those, and then if our roof rafters, whatever they're called, shrink a little bit too much, we'll be able to take the bolts out and adjust those as well. So we're ready for roof panels now. All right, so today we're getting the roof panels on. We went with these kind of like shingle material, I don't know, tar shingles. I don't know what they're called, but I know that they're waterproof. They're super light. Generally these would be built with some wood backing underneath, I'm pretty sure. We're doing something kind of boho out here, so we're just going to tack them down with just the panel, and if we have to come back later and add structure to it, we can do that. But yeah, these are light. The structure will handle the weight, and they're going to keep the water out of there. And Kristen picked out the green so that it matches really, really well. It's going to blend right into the environment. So now we just got to get them down there, get them screwed on, and we're going to be good to go.
Is it 100% perfect? No, because we use bamboo. So a lot of times the bamboo's kind of wonky in spots, but it's all leveled for the point of rain to wash down it. So that's good.
It's pitched for that. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah, it was great. The reason we went with the bamboo is because we got to build a, what are we talking about? 15 by 10, so 150 square feet. We spent, you know, about $150 in materials. So $1 a square covered out of the rain. That's pretty good. It's got a wall on two sides. We've been through a couple rainstorms down here, and even though there are voids between the bamboo, it still does protect from the water coming in. So like a foot from the wall was dry the whole time, even when there was no roof. So that was really good. And those are things that we can come to later if we want to put, you know, materials, mud, clay.
This is a trial and error project.
We could always clay in. We're going to have a refrigerator out here. So this is going to end up being Dad's kitchen area, right?
Yeah.
We're going to end up making this Dad's kitchen area. So we're going to have a refrigerator out here, a little cooktop for him, a little grill area. And then we, you know, we'll be going from there. Now we just have to come up with a design and layout for our kitchen, which is just going to be a sink for dishes and what? Cooktop, gas cooktop, and a refrigerator, and then maybe a seating, lounging, chill area. We already have a cool window for him to look out and feed his hummingbirds. You know, it's going to be great.
For the cats to eat?
Yeah, the tent collapsed one time and a lot of water got inside, so we have to go with that. But aside from that, when it has been raining, everything's been waterproof. We'll be able to get out of the elements. We'll have a good time. The only bad part is the leaf litter here. The bamboo rains down pretty profusely, but we'll just turn that into mulch and we'll make nice garden beds out of it.
We're running out of time here before we're going to go back to the States and have this baby, so we're going to be ripping and burning basically Matt because I can't even make it down these stairs without passing out. So make sure you hit subscribe. This is a really cool, awesome project. If you were here, you'd feel tranquil, relaxed. This is like a dream kind of cool project that you always wish you could do. Yeah, but when would you ever be able to do it?
This was fun using raw materials, basically making like a treehouse area for Pops. He's a feral, so this is a huge upgrade to the way he would normally just throw a tarp down. He did like a bicycle trip across the state on an e-bike. Like he went like a couple thousand miles on it, and he would just go up to any chain link fence and put a put a tarp up and then put his bicycle with a tarp and then just sleep in the middle of it. So this is like massive upgrades. He's kind of a wild child. So I'm hyped about it. It is a super nice chill zone and it's coming along really good. It gave me an opportunity to work with some of these raw materials, which I'm pretty hyped about. I did tie in some traditional lumbers to it, but the rigidity of it, it's very solid. Now that it's all together, it's very stiff. So now we just have to work into our treatment of the bamboo, which I've looked at some reading and it says with the hollow tubes, you can break the nodes on the inside and just put some boric acid in the top and that will keep the pests away. But I'm interested to watch this transition from green to brown. I'm hyped. This was a fun project, very inexpensive because we were able to repurpose some materials, and I think everyone's going to like it, and I hope it makes a difference in Pops' life.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe for the next video, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.